Force on Force features the largest and strongest outdoor military organization in the country. These are the men and women who make it possible to enjoy the freedom to hunt and fish. It is with great pride that we bring you Force on Force podcast, coming to you from the Force on Force Talk.
Hey, welcome to the Force on Force podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Dalrymple. We're in for a special treat. I enjoy these always. I got two of the longest longevity members with us. One of you guys have already met, Rory and Layne, but we're going to bring Shawn Guthrie on with us tonight. He is on our TV show a lot. He actually won the first ever Force on Force champion. Very first season. So, but he's also known to do a lot of cooking on our shows, and so really cool. We're actually here for the 30th anniversary of Skeeter's Almost Shot. We're going to unpack a lot of stuff in this episode of Force on Force podcast here in the Tactical Operations Center. I know Chuck and Roy, these two guys know a lot about Tactical Operations Centers. I know they put up a lot of talks of their days, both in the military and for Force on Force TV. And we're going to we really don't know where this is going to go. We got a lot to talk about.
No, we don't.
This is kind of, I talked about last time I had Rory on it. This is scary because you never know when you get these two together what can come out of this conversation.
There's been a lot going on this week.
It is. So we're going to have a lot of fun talking a lot about this stuff. So just really kind of talk. First off, we'd be remiss if it's actually, we're recording this on June 5th. So when this actually comes out tomorrow,
yes,
it'll be the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
That's awesome.
I mean,
can you imagine that?
Well, I mean, first of all,
you know what's scary? What's D-Day?
Yeah.
Our generation knows what it is, but a lot of them ask him something.
No idea, right? And so, well, just to say, I just remember a couple years ago being, it seemed like 75th was just a big deal, But I always tell the story. I mean, that was one of my favorite things, being a young lieutenant, being at the 82nd Airborne Division and getting to meet a lot of those guys that were part of that deal.
Yeah, I did too in the first cab with reunions. Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is that because it being the 80th year, there's not too many of them around. I mean,
nope.
So they're 100 years old or older.
Right. You really putting them in perspective. The ones that they were 17 years old when D-Day happened. I mean, just, fresh out of high school. Probably a lot of them maybe lied on their age birth certificate to get into the military and you could be there.
Yeah, their graduation day was overseas.
Yeah, so kind of cool to really think about. I think we kind of talked to you a couple of weeks ago. We talked about your unique story with the Battle of Little Bighorn, and I just always thought that those kind of stories were really, really cool along the way. So just anytime we ever had gotten to talk to part of that generation, the greatest generation, and kind of grasp some of the stories and some of those things. So I always say one of my coolest memories being deployed as a company commander was I was actually, the French Foreign Legion was actually the mentors for the Afghan army, right? Mm-hmm. And so when everybody doesn't know that, but the French Foreign Legion can come from anywhere, but the officers actually have to come from France. Well, the cool thing was the commanding officer of that unit, the French Foreign Legion, was from St. Mary of Cleese, which is the first French city that was liberated on D-Day by by the U.S. military, but he was by the 82nd Airborne Division, being in the 82nd Airborne Division. He's a full-board colonel, right? And I'm just a captain, right? But he thought it was the coolest thing in the entire world to live with a bunch of guys from the 82nd Airborne Division, and he was from the St. Mary of Cleese because, his whole life, we take for granted, his whole life, it's all he said stories about, was about the 82nd guys who came.
Yeah, but when he come over on the engineer side of the house, he's a lot better than the 82nd.
We have some great engineers in the 82nd, from the 307. You ever heard of the Wall River Crossing?
Yes, I have.
I know my engineering.
Okay.
Because as being a 504th guy from the 82nd, that was part of the 504th, was part of the Wall River Crossing. And as young lieutenant, we actually participated in the reenactment of the Wall River Crossing every year. So that was always one of those deals. Like, see, You didn't think I knew that, did you?
No, I didn't.
It's,
He surprises me every once in a while.
Can't forget the 16th and puberty on
Yeah.
I either.
Yeah, so a lot of history. It's so cool. But this is always, June 6th, 1944, just always a day that changed the trajectory of the world, where it was headed. And when you really listen and hear those stories, I don't think kind of puts it in perspective of what we asked those young men to go through at that time. Now we're kind of paved the way. It makes kind of seem easy what we do compared to what they did, because they have way less equipment.
Oh, yes.
Those kind of things. So it's kind of cool. So that, way cool way to start that off. So a lot going on this week, with all that. And so, like I said, it's a fun, big week up here to have, to talk about, celebrate the 80th anniversary of D-Day. One of the cool things you and I got to do this week was go visit one of our great partners.
Yes, we went and seen Wiley X this week.
Yeah.
And you talk about an awesome tour they put on down there, and the things that you wouldn't think they put your sunglasses or safety glasses through before they even put them out on the market.
Right. And that is, I think, so unique in how we kind of got to see that, because they're a founding company.
Yes.
And which is really cool that they have a lineage all the way back, just like we do as an organization. And they have a cool story to tell from that. But we got to see that lab is like really, really neat. I wish you could see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but the ATSM standard that they have to test them to, it's not just, hey, did this. They actually have to show documentation, all the stuff to get that government reading of ATSM safety standard.
They even talked about, like, they have other countries
Send their stuff
there to get tested. So they do more than just, they're it's really, really cool from what they do in that lab. And that, I just don't wonder why we have the quality. I always say from our fishing glasses how well they worked. It's just amazing to some of the tests, not just from a safety test, but just.
from the heat to how cold they put them through, and to the humidity and.
It was an optical test. Laser.
Mm-hmm.
They took my actual Wiley X glasses off my head and showed me this one test that they actually did with my own glasses that they had. Then they pulled it off.
Because most sunglasses make you look cross-eyed, and that's why your eyes hurt all the time when you're trying to look through them, or they make where one eye looks out one lens and the other eye looks out the other lens.
Yeah, it was really cool to kind of see that. They've got that new facility up there, and moved all the operations here to Texas, and it's kind of cool to get to see. I always, anytime we get to go hang out with our partners, it's really kind of sit down and talk with them and kind of just see from their perspective, because they're always helping us out there. So we like to go and kind of look at from what they do on the backside of it. So I think that was kind of a cool deal.
But you can't forget about Archer.
Oh yeah. We took Archer in there. Yeah. Here's the deal. We take Archer everywhere, and as soon as we walked in, there were
people left their offices just to come meet him
at the front door. At the desk, they saw him coming, and they wanted to come see Archer at the front. So it was really, really cool. And the funniest thing was, I think we're doing the test room, and so Chucky's in there, and he's like on point the whole time, because there's this mannequin head with these sunglasses sitting at a table, and he's all like, he took him off guard a little bit. He didn't know what to do, because you seen his head, he couldn't figure out exactly what's going on with it. So it's got
that. Just talk to everybody, sit down, look at me, going crazy.
Oh yeah. It's good. But more importantly, we got to go fishing your lake this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
You ain't need to go to this lake. Bodart, that show.
No, I've seen the internet articles on it and stuff, and I was talking to my wife the other night, and I was like, man, that lake just opened not too long ago, and there's trees everywhere. It's like Fork was back in the 80s. It went another 6 to 8 months, and then fish not grow big in there.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool,
Well, I think this is the first lake that Texas has opened in over 30 years, I believe. 30 or 40 years it's been since the lake's been open in Texas.
I think the 70s was the last time one was open.
Yeah, it's it's really, really cool to kind of see that. And so,
Other than the lake that runs from Galveston to Dallas right now. Right?
Right.
But one of the things you run into out there is there's not a lot of maps or anything out there. So everything is kind of like figuring it out, semi old school kind of.
No, it's a lot of old school out there on the new lake.
A lot of old school out there, a lot of just running around and kind of this. But, and Rory likes to run around and he scares the Jesus out of me out there.
Because this is the second time I've been on the lake.
He's going to sit down. So, like, I'm
Feel pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, second time, yeah.
So when Sergeant Major, you hear this about your boat, I'm just going to tell you this when you listen to this podcast. So he's like, tells me, he's like, you want to follow me up to the spot? So I'm like, yeah, man. But he doesn't warn me about this. So we run through these trees up through there, but
They weren't trees.
they're more like bushes. And like, they're in 20 feet of water. So
Big thing, all the scratches on some majors, both are covered by that wet.
they're out.
There you go. Well, Jared's sitting next to me. You should have seen his eyes when I ran through there. And then when I shut down and turned around, and Shawn, his eyes are real big, and he was hollering at me. I couldn't say what he was saying.
I was like, you got to kidding me. I thought, oh, Lord. But, I mean, it was kind of fun to see that. And then it was really cool. I even got to catch a little bit of offshore fish out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some techniques that you can do even if you don't have a good map.
Oh, here we go. I gave him a big head.
No, it's not a big head, but I mean, just to kind of share with the listeners.
Mhm.
When you go, it really comes, and I talked about this at West Point, it really comes down to map reading. And you can take, you take those tools that you have and the lake had been backed up for, it was 8 years ago, right? So
Right.
all that data is in Google Earth, or it's in, for us,
Onyx.
for hunting. And so you actually can pull other apps up.
Contour lines,
Contour lines. And so it was like, okay, let's figure out just like, but when you really think about it, that really is old school because it was almost like
Mhm.
a paper map.
It was.
Like we used to have to.
And a lot of guys can't go out there and do that. No, 90% of the guys can't go out there and do it no more.
And it's what I was kind of talking with the West Point cadets. It goes back to military training.
Mhm.
I take for granted that I can read a map. There's not a lot of people, I don't even know the younger generation, they just so like electronics. I don't know that there's a lot of people that kind of read.
I say we set them up there with a paper map and a flash.
Yeah. Because there's part of it, it's the flat, but it's also being able to terrain association and cross-reference things. And what we refer to as a resection on a map, when you teach mapping, basic mapping skills.
There's a baseline.
Right.
There's a pump.
And you got to you're looking at stuff up on the bank to resection it.
Mm-hmm.
Terrain association, but what we had to do in the old school
Mhm.
before we had all this fancy GPS. And so it was kind of fun. I thought it was kind of fun to go down that road.
I remember when Army first got the GPS. I mean, we're sitting on top of the hill, and then Jeremy goes, "Holy cow! You believe what this thing can do?"
Almost. I guess that kind of brings me back to how we first opened this podcast, and that's why I say back to what the guys did on D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
When you really think about,
A map and a compass.
I mean, they had the little clickers.
Yep.
I mean, that's how they communicated in the middle of the night. Didn't have MPGs, they didn't have radios, they didn't have GPSs. A map and a compass and a little clicker. That's how they found their way around the.
And then you still had to be careful of noise and light discipline.
Right. And so, but we joke about when we first got GPS, they didn't have none of that. So
No, we had challenge and password and everything else.
I used to think we tried to do night operations. We'd jump up to a drop zone and we'd have a hard enough time. I think, good Lord, how did they do this in the middle of a real deal in World War II? It just gives it up. So, but that kind of brings me back. It's fun to get on that new lake to kind of put that into perspective and kind of go back to old school. Because sometimes it's fun to go back and experience.
You got the little SOI book that you flip through, find your pages.
Yeah. password encounter on
Does somebody have it?
Now it's like it's something like this small here, right?
But you got to read without flashlight.
Yeah.
Like this, or the red list.
the red lens.
Hey, that's something, you could actually turn your phone into like a red lens light.
Yeah, he showed me the other day about it for like more in the deer stands now.
Check this out. So like, there's actually, I have to do it.
Is it a net? Oh, no, that's too cool.
Yeah.
Where did you write that at?
I have a video actually saved on iPhone, and you can look it up. But it was actually an Army guy who did this video and showed you how because he goes, I know it. He's talking about he's
Yeah,
busted.
because he was checking his text in a foxhole.
He probably got busted for it. He probably got busted for it. So he's sharing this video on how to change it. So like all the time I'm going deer hunting, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to turn the brightness down on my phone because I know going to light this one, right? And I'm like, well, so funny you brought that, right? You can actually turn it to
That is cool.
So like
Like I said, my bed, I watch TV and not mess with the wife. So
yeah. See, now there's a couple of settings you have to change in your phone to make it where you can do that. And it's just that you hit
Technology.
buttons on the side. So,
back to the slugger.
but
It was the slugger.
But it was a good week because right before we went to Bodart, we hit a Patriot Sporting challenge. Got to play a little golf from the fishing tournament part of it.
Yeah, it was the best year for the fishing part of it for the last since 17. The best year of fishing.
And the fundraiser, the online auction raised more money than it's ever raised, and
Yes,
doing it, we contributed a large amount to that.
over $250,000 was raised one day.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had some really cool stuff that was given to that. So one of the things I tell you that was given from us is we've talked about this. My brother-in-law gave up a signed bourbon bottle for he's the trainer from the Kentucky Derby and the Brian Hernandez and Woody Jockey. And they're bringing this up because here's why I'm bringing this up. Because there's a second one and a hat from the Kentucky Derby 150 that'll go to the Folds of Honor Gala in September.
Yes.
That'll be auctioned off as part of the Folds of Honor Gala that we did as part of that. So if you didn't get to be part of that part of it, you're going to get to be part of it for this one.
And don't miss it.
Yeah, because this is a part of history. It's really, really cool to have that piece in it. So there's a lot of cool other games part of that. There's a deer hunt. Someone won a deer hunt with me in Kentucky. So yeah, so it's really, really good. A lot of stuff going on. But so it's been a good week so far. We got to do a lot of fishing. And Chuck got up here this week. So Chuck's up here to cook for us this week.
Yep. I'm looked into it. I'm here ready to go.
We're bringing back a long tradition that we lost right before COVID.
Yeah.
They always have a vendor dinner where all the vendors come over and on Friday night to the lodge and they come in. And it's always been done by Tony Chachtery, which was always a great thing because he had crawfish etouffee. I don't have that Cajun bone in me, so I'm not having no crawfish etouffee. We will have some pretty awesome steaks and some great cowboy meats.
Yeah, Chuck can cook really well, so I mean, it's not going to be a disappointment to everybody.
No, it's not. It's not just for the vendors, for all the workers and everything, and everybody puts all their time and sweat into this.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really cool event that comes back and everybody's looking. But we kind of got thrown for a loop.
Oh, that weather.
So yeah, we wake up this morning and we had a doozy come through.
Well, we had 3 storms come through this morning, starting at 1:30 here Central Time.
Yeah, so it was kind of a beast out there. Tore up tents like we'd never seen before. I mean,
How big do you think that tent is?
It was what got ripped up.
And it just lifted it up off the ground and took it away.
What was really crazy is the guys at Bass Champs, they did a phenomenal job. And with the guys at Skeeter and Bass Champs to get all that with the tent guys cleaned out. I mean, yeah, I mean, you and I have seen a lot of stuff in our days being deployed. It looked pretty
pretty tired.
Yeah. And so,
But
I've been going since 1:30 this morning.
yeah.
and I'll tell you what, they didn't cancel it either.
No, they didn't.
No, most organizations would just cancel it and went on and everything, but Basket Champs and Skeeter didn't.
Nope. They said, we're going to keep it going. We're going to make it happen. And, I think that was really, really cool to see that this is still going. It's, we call it making memories, right?
That's it.
Yes.
More story.
War stories don't seem like it all the time. Making memories. So a lot of fun. So
All that stuff, them guys, they're out there cussing and bussing. But 5 years from now, I'm going to be like, you remember that time the tent blew away? Man, that was the coolest thing ever. It'll be great.
yeah, so they're doing a really good job. And so they had to adjust registration for a single day. So that's the only thing that kind of changed out there. So a lot of good work going on with that. The other thing, we picked up ABA 9 from the Rock company today. And we got another awesome FXR Skeeter with the Army badge and the Rock on it that looks
Out of this world. He did a phenomenal job on it.
I know the guys are at par 3 wraps. I mean, Senior really jealous of his boat's fat right now.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna have that on display at the Honest Farm. We literally just got back from picking that up. So we picked it up and got back from it, and that's what.
If you listen to Sergeant Major, I'm gonna take it out and scratch it for you tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about it.
We'll put the first one on before.
Yeah. As long as I get it back to him in one piece, that's all I care about. Hey, we could always blame it on the West Point cadets because he ain't seen it since they fished out of it. So he won't know one way or the other whether.
I don't think it's safe till you get it there, though. I was taking a boat to somebody and hit a dog in theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tore his fender off. I've never even seen it. Ripped the fender off of it.
That would be Rory's boat.
Several boats ago.
Many years ago.
We got some great stories from like transporting boats and things back and forth across the country. I mean, we've done it like quite a lot. I mean, from just
It was either the dog or the semi in the opposite lane coming at me, so we chose the dog.
the dog, right? Yeah, that was a better choice.
No, he chose my boat.
We still alive. See, he's speaking with that voice again, right? Keep talking to him.
But you know what? It didn't do any
Repairable.
non-operational.
Yeah.
He still fished with it till they got any fender and everything. It didn't do any. It was a cranked fender.
Well, I can't say much because when I got back to Arkansas, I was fishing in a storm in the 4x8 sheet of plywood over the boat ramp. Blew off and it broke the other fender. And I didn't even have this boat a week.
It happened, man. I always say, like,
Yeah. How many fish did you catch out of that boat?
A lot.
And that boat is still out. One of our task force members has that boat, and it's out.
He might be here this weekend.
So it's just funny. I always say to the new boat, but you should just crawl underneath and take a nail and just go ahead and scratch the hole, so that way you can get the pain out from underneath it and be like, that way you don't feel so bad about it.
I got a scratch. I didn't get a scratch in my boat, but I was backing into my boat shed and there was a cooler there. And
Yeah.
that little reflector on the side of my trailer and ripped it off.
Yeah.
And that was the first day I put it in the boat shed. And I was like, gee whiz.
So you always do something. You know the deal. You know the deal.
Like Sergeant Major's boat, we had to go get him a brand new stripper pole.
What happened to it?
Yeah.
It fell off.
Fell off. Right. Yeah,
Fell off and rolled in the water.
And so you still see the West Point cadets. They were like, because I'm actually pulling the boat out of the water, turned it out of the water, and it just rolled down the ramp and rolled in the water. So we had that.
We might explain to them what a stripper pole is too, because they're all.
So some people speak with the voice, like the first thing that like pops in their mind. No filter language. Most of us would have said old man pole up front, the pole you like use to get in out of the boat with. But not Rory. No. He calls it that, right? Yeah, me and Chuck would call it the old man pole.
Actually, I call it stripper pole.
Okay.
He probably got it from me.
But we got a new one. It's actually, we're going to put that.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on too.
To assist you to get in and out of the boat while it's on the treasure.
Now here's the deal. I don't even like calling it the old man pole. Here's why. I used that thing all the time. Man. And so he'd tell you what he did. So we took it off, right, to take it. To drop it off to get Skeeter to send us a new one. Did a great job on the warranty work and stuff. And,
Yeah, the Diamond Sports Marine.
yeah, they got us one back out. But in the meantime, we took it off, just dropped it off. And then it's just for both to come out and take it in there. And so we went that fishing in Bodard, right? So I'm going to hop out there and unhook the front of the bow, right? So that reminds you that I'm used to those steps being there on the last 3 boats I've had, right? And I gotta get out there, and those steps there, like, what's
That's a long way down.
So yes, just think about that. It like them bad days for
My first experience with the old man pole was getting out of the boat, and the way the steps are curved down to get to that front center step, and my trolling motor, I have a Coach trolling motor.
yeah.
And the skeg on that thing has got a pretty sharp point on it. And I stepped on the step, and then I went to go step in the middle, and that dang little peg caught me right in the thigh, ripped my pants. I still got a wound right now. That was like 2.5 years ago. But I still got a mark with my leg from it.
Let's see.
So now I'm more careful.
Hey, but it's better than
Yeah, it does.
It's better than the alternative trying to climb up the side.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell you what, I wish I would have had one of them years ago.
I know there's the simple things that like you think like, man, it took them so long to think of something like that. I mean, that was like, that's one of the best. That's why I say I don't really like calling it the old man pole, because I mean that thing is just, especially when you got like two electronics up there, a big 16-inch scrap.
Right.
It's just when you try to get around all that stuff.
Oh, you're loading and launching by yourself.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You're trying to get in and out of the underground and stuff. It helps to have something that just.
I don't have a problem usually getting out of the boat because I've pulled up on the bank and I step out of it. But when I put the boat on the trailer,
Yeah,
and I go to get out and get in the truck, that's where you really need it, trying to step around that trolling motor. And nowadays, everybody's got 3, 4, 5, 6 graphs on the front of the boat. Trolling motor, 2 or 3 side images, and forward-looking radar.
Yeah, you got stuff up there. And
The front of them boats is dangerous.
Well, then you got like 12 rods usually laying up there too. So you try.
If I'm going fish, I only got 12 rods on the deck. That's the right side.
Well, that is true. I mean, it's a good day when you only got a couple of rods out there on the deck. But that's what
Up the shot we were in.
that's what you want kind of on that. So it's a lot good. But yeah, it's good. It's gonna be a good week. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And dude, just having everybody. It's something that we look forward to every year. We get to see a lot of friends and family. It's really a big family event. We enjoy it so much because we're just here and get to see and do so much. And we're happy to bring back the vendors in here. It's going to be a great deal for us. Kind of bring that back. I know that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a painful thing. The weather hasn't, but you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not going to be painful. We're going to enjoy it.
We're going to enjoy it, but it'd be
I'm going to have fun.
Yes.
we now to a lot of work that goes into all this by everybody, and then we get through it, and we talk about it. It'll take about 30 minutes to tear all this stuff down. It took like weeks and months to put together and everything.
This thing sit around yelling at all the soup shops.
Marty, Joe.
Yeah, I'll be over at the registration. We're gonna have a couple of things going on. We'll have a Rand's raffle raffling off, and we're gonna do a down raffle over there. It's a lot of stuff that we're gonna do.
Yeah, if y'all's around Lake Fork this weekend, come out and visit us. We'd love to see you.
We love talking about things, talking fishing, whatever, and just we'll have the Ant Marine guys there, and all the stuff that goes in your boat that'll be available. So a lot of cool things for our partners that we're going to have here available to buy. And so it's all kind of cool stuff though in there. So it'd be fun to deal. So I appreciate you guys kind of hanging out and
Enjoyed it.
It's always fun, having, I like watching him on the podcast. You get to see him more controlled than, although sometimes he's not really controlled, So yes.
I just got a weird thought in my head.
Oh Lord, this could be out. No.
It'll be out in Leadville.
Okay.
The guy that invented golf, was he up on that?
Why's that?
Well, I mean, you shoot the ball, then you go hunt for it and put it. You got to shoot 3 times to get a birdie on most holes. You should only have to shoot once to kill a bird. No, they got to shoot 3 times. You're shooting at a hole in the ground like a gopher, not a golfer. I'm just curious.
Hey, I don't know, but I mean, here's all I know. I have a philosophy on it, right? So my philosophy is I play golf to make me feel better about my fishing and hunting. And so you use that adage, you're good. So up until we did the Patriot Sporting Challenge and it showed up Saturday, and we rolled up and we're going to meet the people that, you play like me. So Jared, Aerosol D4 Productions, he's playing with us. And so me and Jared are going to meet the other group of the foursome that's going to go play with us. And the guy's like, yeah, I hold the course record out here. And
I'm talking about.
I was like,
We're going to play best ball.
yeah, but we were playing his best ball.
That's what I'm saying.
Our best. They were waiting on us a lot. Let's just talk.
Now, y'all got to remember, I don't play golf. I can't afford too many hobbies. My wife will kill me. I hunt and fish.
I can only play best ball, and then the only time I win is if I play with somebody that my ball went the least furthest in the middle of the state. That's the one to play it.
Hey, I like to think if we play them, we'd go around Lake Fork and the water level's up. Man, all you can see is all those holes around. I'm like, where's my fishing rod at? You hear those bass popping?
Just jumping and splashing, chasing shad.
Oh yeah. So it was all kind of good things with that. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we played with the guy who held the course record out there. So I was like, there goes my theory about making.
Did y'all drag him down?
No, because no.
Let y'all drug him down.
I mean, he won. I mean, their team finished second. I'll just put it like that. I mean, we knew we were in for a long day, and we were like, so we had a good time out there. But that's what it's all about. It's a good time, Had a great time. We got to do that and play golf. And like I said, I do it a couple of times a year, so it was all fun from that. But yeah, it's been a fun week.
Yes, can't wait for it.
All right. Hey guys, you guys want to know more about Army Bass Anglers, Force on Force, our TV shows? We got the new one going to start July 3rd with the Army Hawkeyes. You can check that out, but go to forceonforcetv.com and check us out, and you can come over.
Cool.
Thanks for listening to the Force on Force podcast. Join us next time as we dive into more topics from the Force on Force talk. For more information or to learn how to join the organization, visit our website at forceonforcetv.com.